sequence is a heart-opening flow. We'll move through gentle chest openers and back bends to deepen the breath and release tension in the spine. Let's begin at the back of your mat in a seated kneel, bringing the palms to touch at the heart center. Lengthen through the spine, draw the shoulders down the back, and take a few moments here to drop into your breath and settle into your practice. Come forward onto hands and knees, into tabletop position, wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Take the gaze just forward of the hands, move into your neutral spine. Inhale, draw the navel towards the mat, arching through the lower back, shining the chest forward, gaze is lifted. On your exhale, press the floor away with the hands, round through the spine, drop the head and neck. Inhale to reverse the movement, arching through the lower back, belly draws towards the mat, collarbones shine forward. Exhale, press the floor away, round through the spine, lengthen through the tailbone, relax the head and neck. Inhale, arching through the lower back, shoulders draw down and away from the ears. Exhale, curl and round through the spine. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to a flat back. Walk the hands forward. Shuffle the knees back slightly so they remain underneath the hips. And draw the chest towards the floor, lengthening through the spine. Forehead can rest onto the mat. Keep reaching and extending through the fingers. Big cat pose. On your next inhale, go ahead and shift the weight forward. Walk the hands back to underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes under and press up and back into downward facing dog. Take a couple of moments here to set yourself up and then raise high onto the toes, bend the knees and shift the chest towards the thighs. Lower the heels to the floor. Let's do that again. Inhale, raise onto the toes, big deep bend to the knees, press into the hands, shift the chest towards the thighs, and then lengthen the heels to the mat. Go ahead now and step your left foot in between the hands, drop the back knee, and then raise the hands overhead, bringing the palms to touch, and then exhale the hands to the heart center. Keeping the weight shifted forward, left knee stacks on top of left ankle, feeling the stretch into the right hip flexors. Release the hands, interlock the fingers behind you, draw the hands away, open through the chest, option to take a baby back bend. Release the hands to the floor, step back into plank pose. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, drop down onto the knees and lower all the way to the floor. Untuck the toes, inhale for cobra, lift the chest. Exhale, lower. Tuck the toes under and make your way back into downward facing dog. Follow the breath. As you go ahead and step the right foot in between the hands now, drop the back knee. Release the hands, raise the hands overhead, bringing the palms to touch and exhale them to the heart center. Weight shifts forward, right knee stacks on top of right ankle. Stretch into the left hip flexors. Release the hands, interlock the fingers behind you, draw the hands away, open through the chest, option for a baby back bend. Release the hands to the floor, step back into plank pose. Option to drop to the knees or flow with me as we lower down into chaturanga. As you exhale, roll over the tops of the toes as you inhale into upward facing dog. Option to take cobra. Exhale, make your way back into downward facing dog. Good. Raise onto the heels, bend the knees, send the chest towards the thighs. Release the heels back to the mat. Go ahead and step your left foot back in between the hands. Drop the back heel and rotate the arms up into Warrior Two. Arms to shoulder height, gaze over middle left finger. Release the hands behind you, interlock the fingers, draw the chest open. And then dive the chest towards the floor, bringing the body to the inside of the left thigh. Lift the chest, release Warrior Two. Rotate the front palm, drop the back hand, reverse warrior. Reach through the left arm, find length through the left side waist. Transition back through Warrior Two, hands to the mat, step back plank, inhale. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. On your exhale, step your right foot in between the hands. Drop the back heel. Rotate the arms up into Warrior Two. Release the hands behind you, interlock the fingers, draw the hands away, open through the chest. Dive the chest forward to the inside of the right thigh. Release Warrior Two. Rotate the front palm, drop the back hand, lift and lengthen, reverse warrior. Release through Warrior Two. Hands to the floor, step it back into plank. Deep breath in. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Draw your awareness back to the heart center, back to the breath. Gaze forward, walk the feet two in between the hands. Inhale to a halfway lift, hands to shins, nice flat back. Exhale, make your way onto your back as we move into bridge pose. Feet hip width distance apart, heels moving in towards the buttocks, arms by the side. Find neutral spine. Take an inhale, tilt the pelvis forward, arch through the lower back. Exhale, lower back flattens towards the mat as you press into the feet and lift the hips. Option to stay here or interlock the fingers underneath the buttocks. Roll up onto the shoulders, straighten through the arms. Press those pinky fingers down towards the earth. Gaze at the navel, watching the breath as it flows in and out of the belly. Release the hands, lowering down one vertebrae at a time. Just drawing the knees into the chest and rocking a little side to side. Release the feet to the mat, placing the palms facing down, hands underneath the buttocks, extend the legs out in front. Coming into fish pose, lift the chest as you raise up onto the arms, forearms and elbows. Release the gaze behind you, placing the crown of the head onto the mat. Keep that grounding into elbows, forearms and hands to maintain the stability through the midsection of the body and not into the head and neck. To release, tuck the chin towards the chest, lower down onto the back. Release the hands and rest here in Shavasana.